Hello everybody, thanks for coming to another story time. Our story this week is going to be, actually we have two stories this week. Both are bird stories because our theme this week is all about birds, but they're both pretty short stories. Our first story today is called You Nest Here With Me by Jane Yolen, and she is one of, I think I say this about every author, but she's another one of my favorite nature authors and writes a ton of great nature books for kids. Owl Moon is my other favorite by her. Also a bird book. Alright, this one's called You Nest Here With Me by Jane Yolen and Heidi E.Y. Stempel. Illustrated by Melissa Sweet. Kind of a long book, I might shift. There we go. Alright. My little nestling, time for bed. Climb inside, you sleepyhead. Like a baby bird, your nest can be anywhere. There's you and me. Can you tell what story she picked out for her bedtime story? Does it look familiar? Pigeons nest on concrete ledges. Catbirds nest in greening hedges. Tiny wrens in shoreline sedges. You nest here with me. Grackles nest in high fir trees. If you've ever seen a grackle, they're kind of shiny. They're like a metallic color almost. Terns all nest in colonies upon high cliffs above rough seas. But you nest here with me. Some owls nest in oak tree boles, some down in abandoned holes. Hawks may nest on telephone poles, but you nest here with me. Coots nest low in cattail reeds. Sparrows' nests are full of weeds, plus tangled grasses, feathers, and seeds. But you nest here with me. Swallows nest above barn doors. Plovers nest on sandy shores. Eagles nest upon high tors, but you nest here with me. Cowbird, the uninvited guest, leaves her egg in a foster nest, but you nest here with me. So cowbirds lay their eggs in the nest of other birds. You can see these are cardinals, and then they just leave the egg in there, and the cardinals will raise the cowbird's egg. So they're kind of tricksters. Killdeer, once their eggs are laid, perform a broken wing charade. The clutch can rest there unafraid, as you nest here with me. So this is another interesting bird. A killdeer, if it sees a predator coming, like this fox, it will pretend to have a broken wing, the mom will. So then the fox thinks that it's going to get an easy meal from that injured bird, and it follows this bird away from the eggs. So that's a way the adult birds can keep their nest safe. And then they fly away and get away from the fox too. Birds nest in trees, in sand, on stone, in colonies, or all alone. They nest in holes and under eaves, in barns, in reeds, on poles, in leaves. And safe inside the nestlings grow, while learning all they need to know. What kind of bird is this? A robin nest. Maybe you have one of those near you. So till you're big as big can be, you'll nest right here in our house with me. It does have a lot of information about the birds at the end, what their eggs and what their feathers look like. So if you wanted to pause on this screen and get a better look at that, you could. Otherwise, we'll move into our second story, which is about the different sounds that birds make. and it's called Have You Heard the Nesting Bird? So before we start, I want you to think about that. If you were a bird on your nest, do you think you would want to be loud and be singing, or would you want to be quiet? So think about that before we read our story. It's called Have You Heard the Nesting Bird, and it's written by Rita Gray and illustrated by Kennard Pack. So you guys are going to have to bear with me as I do my best on the bird calls in this book. Morning doves take their morning stroll. Coo, 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 coo. I hear that at my house almost every morning. Woodpecker calls from a tree with a hole. Cook, 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 cook. Starling sings from a metal pole. Whistly, wee tree. But have you heard the nesting bird? What bird? Where? That robin nesting up there. So they haven't heard that bird. Sparrow makes a simple jingle. Chittick, chittick. Swallow slides from under a shingle. Ha ha, chit chit chit, ha ha, twitter twit. Crow calls out, come meet and mingle. Caw, caw, caw. But have you heard the nesting bird? Not a single tweet or trill. The nesting bird is so still. So why would the birds that are sitting on their nest not make any noise, but the other birds are making noise? Cardinal wears a pointy hat. Cheer, 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 birdie, birdie, birdie. Chickadee is an acrobat. Chickadee-dee-dee. So fun thing about a chickadee call is the chickadees make their chickadee call as a way to announce danger to other birds. And the more D's at the end of the chickadee, the closer the danger is. So if you hear a chickadee going chickadee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee, that means danger is really close. Catbird sounds like a hungry... Strider has his own... That's my dog, sorry. He has his own bird call, too. Catbird sounds like a hungry cat. Meow, meow. But have you heard the nesting bird? It doesn't sing, not even a bit. All it does is sit and sit. Blue jay's shriek is sharp as a drill. Jay, 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 jay. Whippoorwill has a favorite trill. Whippoorwill, whippoorwill. Wood thrush turns the twilight still. Eole, eole. But have you heard the nesting bird? It hasn't sung a single song. This bird has been sitting oh so long. Can you see the bird? Wait, what's that? Tapping, cracking. Something made a little sound. Breaking, shaking. The bird is starting to move around. Ruffling, shuffling. The bird flew off with something blue. Cheeping, peeping. Look, another robin is coming too. What was the something blue it flew off with? Looks like it has a piece of an eggshell. The baby birds are here. And that's the end of the story. So, it has some questions that we could ask a bird. If a bird could answer, these would be the answers. And one of the questions says, why are you so quiet on your nest? And the answer is, incubating a clutch of eggs, so that means sitting on the eggs to keep them warm, is quiet work. I don't want other animals to know I am hiding eggs. They might eat them. I won't read through all these questions because it's pretty long, but another question is, do you ever leave the nest? And the answer is yes, for short periods of time to eat and drink. But when it's cold or rainy or very hot, I'm needed there almost full time. because the birds are there to keep the eggs at just the right temperature so that they can hatch. Another question on this page says, do you have a song? So who is the bird on the nest in this story? Yeah, it's a robin. And the answer is, I make lots of different sounds to communicate, but mostly the father bird does the singing. In fact, that's why I picked him. I love his song. So a lot of birds, I have some birds singing in the background right now, sing to attract a mate, or they might make noise to defend their territory. And it says, the robin song goes, cheerily, cheer up, my tree makes syrup, syrup so sweet. It says, well, that's what it sounds like to me, but you can make up your own words to bird songs. Try it. It's fun. So if you hear a bird song, you can try making up your own words. What do you think it sounds like? Which is kind of what this whole book did, right? It put words to bird songs with what we think it sounds like. Hope you guys have an awesome week. Enjoy the birds. Get outside. See you later.